Piano Maniac. Seven.
Lesson 7.3 is all about what the left hand does in this song. So take your right hand, put it away, and let's look at this left hand. It goes ba-dum bum 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 bum. 2, 3, stop. So if you looked at it and you saw, how many patterns was I playing? I was only playing 2 patterns. In order to play these patterns right, you need to put your hand in position. So let's take our pinky and put it on C. Remember, there's the 2 black keys. Here's the C. Let's put our pinky on C. Take every other finger and put it on the rest of the notes. So your pinky's on C, here's D, here's E, here's F, and here's G. Play them all at once. Try it harder. Yeah, it doesn't sound very good. But if you just take the C and your thumb on G and put your middle finger on E, that sounds kind of nice. Play that with me. Ready, go. Try it again. Try it again. Do it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's important to be able to play the whole chord at the same time. It's important to play the whole pattern at the same time. And you know what? Let me just stop using the word pattern and let me use the real word, chord. A chord is when you play more than 1 note at a time. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. Here's a single note. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. Here's a chord. A chord is when you play more than 1 note at the same time. So let's practice playing the first chord again. We're going to play it 4 times. 1, 2, play it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you get ready to play the second chord, some of the notes are going to be the same, well, one of them is, and 2 of the notes are going to be different. So when you play your next chord is going to look like this. Which was the note that was the same? I'm going to play the first chord again. C, E, and G. And then I'm going to play my second chord. D, F, and G. And you tell me which note was common. And you tell me which one note was the same in both of those chords. If you said G, you are correct. So when you play the first chord, and when you play the second chord, you're going to play a G both times. So your G is going to go down both times. But 2 notes change. Yeah, you're looking at it and you're realizing. Instead of playing a C and an E with my 5th, my pinky, and my 3rd, my middle finger, you're going to be playing D and F. You're going to play D and F with your 4th and your 2nd finger. So let's try this. D, F, and G. Can you put down a D? Put your F down. Put your G down. Can you do it all together? Try it. Ready? Put them down all together. Yeah, try it some more. Put them all down together. Yeah, I don't really know which one you think is harder. Do you think that the C, E, G is harder? Which one's harder for you? Or the D, F, G? Is that one harder for you? I'm going to guess that the C, E, G is harder for people because that involves using your pinky. However, your 4th finger is a tough finger also. So this one might give you trouble. Well, let's practice that G chord one more time. We're going to call this the G chord. We're going to call this the C chord. Okay? So the first chord, that was the C chord. The second chord, that's going to be called the G chord. Okay, let's practice that G chord 4 times. Ready, go. G chord, G chord, G chord, G chord. All right, I'm going to give you one more shot at this. Ready, set, here we go. G chord, G chord, G chord, G chord. Yeah, it's important for you to be able to play and strike every note at the same exact time. That's not the way we want to do this. That's not the way we want to do it. We don't want to do it this way. We want to do it just like that. Just like that. So you can play a C chord and you can play a G chord, but can you go back and forth between a C chord and a G chord? Remember, the G stays the same. We're still playing a G with our thumb on both chords. Let me give you a strategy to use when you're trying to practice chords that are difficult. Instead of trying the whole chord at once and going back and forth between the two, just pick some of the notes to go back and forth between. Pick the C and the E and see if you can play that with your pinky, your 5th finger, and your 3rd finger. Let's just play the C and the E. Alright, strike the C and the E one more time and keep it down. Alright, now what I want you to try to do is take your 2nd and your 4th finger and I want you to play them. So instead of switching between the entire chord, we're just going to switch between the C and the E and the D and the F, the parts of the chord that are moving. Okay, so in our exercise we're going to go back and forth between C and E and D and F. I'm going to give you a second to be able to work on that. Go ahead and try to go back and forth between C and E and D and F. Let's start doing it when we're counting. We're going to count 1, 2, 3 while we hold down the C and the E. Then we're going to count 1, 2, 3 while we hold down the D and the F. So it'll look like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll just keep on doing that. Alright, you try it with me. Get ready. Put your fingers on the right spot. Pinky, 3rd finger. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now stop here. We're going to try that one more time without putting our G down, and then we're going to add the G to it. Here we go. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Stop right here. All right, we're ready to add our G. It's going to look like this now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1.
Make sure that you don't hold your G down like this. 1, 2, 3, 1. You can't just hold the G down. You have to strike the G with each new chord.
So it's going to go nice and slow. It's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. And I'm going to let you let go like that, okay? We're going to try it like that. Get ourselves set. Then we'll play the whole thing through. All right, hands in position. Pinkies on the C. C, D, E, F, G. Ready, set, go. C chord, now let go. Now play your G chord. G chord. Now let go and play your C chord. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. I think we are ready to practice the left hand part. Here we go. Ready, set, go. Bum, 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 ba-dum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Alright, let's practice it nice and slow. I'm going to play the right hand, and you're going to play the chords. Ready, set, go. C chord, now the G chord, now the C chord, now the G chord, C chord, now the G chord, now the C chord, now the G chord, now the C chord, G chord. 1, 2, 3, stop. I'm going to play it with both hands, but I just want you to play it with the left hand. Ready, set, go. It sounded nice. It needs to go a little bit faster. Get your hands in position. 1, ready, go. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. 1, 2, 3, stop. Alright, I'm going to play the right hand one more time. It's your opportunity to practice your left hand. After that, you can either start this lesson over again if you're having trouble, or you can go on to the next lesson. Get your left hand set. This is your left hand. Get that one set with your pinky on C and your thumb on the G. G, F, E, D, C. I'm going to play the right hand. You play this hand. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, stop.